to Sky Sports Breakfast Now. How is this for a challenge? Former England Rugby Sevens captain Ollie Phillips will be attempting to row 3,000 miles across the Atlantic. He'll be joined by Tom Clews, Gillian Evans and Stuart Kershaw to raise funds for charities tackling motor neuron disease and other life-changing conditions. And the guys join me now. Welcome, goodness me.
Well, thanks, Haley. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, it's great to have you here bright and early. Probably last night's the most sleep you're going to get for quite a while, rowing the Atlantic. But we talked about motor neuron disease and the money that you're raising for charity. I'm guessing that's what inspired you to do this challenge. Would that be right?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the key drivers behind it all. Also, the recent diagnosis of Lewis Moody sits right in the forefront of the mind, and other people that have unfortunately lost their lives, Doddy Weir and obviously now Ed Slater as well, suffering from it. So in the rugby fraternity and the community, that's really, really prevalent. And so for me and for the guys doing it, that's a key driver. But there are other charities we're supporting too, but definitely MND and My Name's Doddy is a big part.
Yeah, I'm not surprised when I think you will raise an awful lot, but goodness me, what about the support that you've had? Plenty of it for sure.
Yeah, a lot of support. We've raised quite a bit so far for the various charities. There are about 4 or 5 different charities that we're doing. I've chosen Cure Parkinson's, which is a similar charity. My cousin was diagnosed with it, aged just 54. So that, for me, that was a heartfelt purpose for wanting to do it. But also, I think it's the opportunity. I think you have to grab these opportunities in life, and I think it's great to do it as a team as well. And then you can talk about it 10 years down the line and say, do you remember this? Do you remember that? I'm sure there's going to be highs and lows.
But, I think there might be a few lows as well. Do you remember when you stood on my toe, or you did this, or you didn't quite make my lunch, or whatever else? But I think that's going to be part and parcel of the experience. And
will be.
Yeah. Tom actually said an amazing quote on something the other day, which is like, I'm not trying to sort of chase life. I just don't want life to run away from me. And I thought it was really great. I thought it was just I'm not running away from life, and I don't want life to run away from me. So special.
Yeah.
Get that across the side of your boat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, big slogan. Yeah.
Look, so when does the challenge actually start then, Tom?
It starts, we fly out on Sunday, so the 30th, we fly to Tenerife and we'll catch a ferry to the little island of La Gomera, where the race starts. And the official start is the 12th of December.
Yeah.
It depends on the weather. It may be brought forward, it may be put back, but then we expect it to take somewhere between 35 and 40 days. The record is 29 days. I don't think we'll be beating any records, but I just hope we just want to get across safely.
Yeah, I mean, that is enough as it is, I think, as well. It's going to be quite hard being away from your families as well, because it's over the Christmas and New Year period. And it's been tough as well with all the training, I imagine. What's that been like then, compared to how you used to have to train for rugby?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like very different to rugby training. Yeah. At least there were no people sort of stood in your head or anything like that. But I think, I mean, there's no way you can, I think, fully train for this, just because of the sheer volume and the 2-hour on, 2-hour off cycle that we're going to go through. As you mentioned, the hardest point is going to be things like Christmas and New Year. We've got young families as well, so kids being at home wondering where Dad is, etc., etc. But hopefully, doing this race and rowing across the Atlantic inspires some others over the festive period.
Yeah, and you're definitely not going to be dressed like this that we're seeing here. Oof. But very cool, isn't it? It's very James Bond-esque here.
As we went past MI5, we got a few looks, that's for certain. But we were given permission by the London Port Authority to row up the Thames, and we hosted a charity fundraiser called Scrum Row with me there, just to try and raise awareness and raise funding. So it's all been part of the journey, if you like, of getting ready to go and row across the Atlantic.
Absolutely brilliant. And look, on the website for your challenge, it says you'll each burn approximately 5,000 calories a day. I mean, what on earth are you going to eat? You're going to be taking your fishing rod with you as well?
Well, it's funny you should say that.
Joke, but
I have bought a fishing rod. I don't fish. I've never caught a fish in my life, so we're hoping to catch a dorado or maybe a wahoo or something like that. But no, we'll be eating from dehydrated bags of food.
Delicious.
Yeah. I mean,
sounds scrumptious, doesn't it? Yeah.
They're actually not too bad. My wife would kill me for saying that, but they're not too bad. And they're all very calorific. Ollie is much stronger than all of us, so he has to burn 6,000 calories a day, whereas the rest of us, it's only 5,000. But yeah, we've got lots of snacks.
They estimate we'll lose about
Lots of
between
chocolate.
12 to 20 kilos. So
Oh my goodness.
I think we're hopeful, and our wives are hopeful, that we come back having lost that sort of weight as well. So we'll
And
see what
you'll
happens.
absolutely make up for that Christmas dinner that you'll miss when you
Of
come
course.
back. And you can have Christmas all over again in January and eat
Yeah.
whatever you want. How does this compare with previous challenges that you've done then, Ollie?
From my personal perspective, I think the one that's probably closest to is when I retired from playing, I went and did something called the Clip Around the World race, which is a sailing race around the world. That was 11 months at sea, so I think it'll be similar, but even on that race, it wasn't anywhere near as physically demanding as this will be, and we were 4 hours on, 4 hours off, whereas this is 2 hours on. So I think this is going to be much more physically and mentally demanding, and Tom has got some pretty decent experience himself.
Yeah, my background is mountaineering. I climbed Everest with my brother, Ben,
Wow.
in 2006, and my brother lost 4 toes to frostbite, and that was pretty brutal. But people are saying that this row is actually tougher than climbing Everest, so what better way to find out? 3 of us have actually climbed Everest in the boat, so we will tell you when we've finished, but I suspect it probably will be harder. I think it's the sleep deprivation, the seasickness, the continual sort of, you know, in a tent you're resting quite a bit, whereas on the boat you're not really. You've only got 2 hours to rest, eat, sleep, do everything.
We're all watching our toes for, Tommy toes, as we call them. We don't want to lose any
I know.
on this expedition.
To frostbite, you don't want to lose them to fish bite, do
Yeah,
you?
that's
So
true.
Be careful out there.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Andy.
And this is the route. Look at this.
Yeah. So we start in a place called La Gomera in the Canary Islands.
That's right.
And we race 3,000 miles across the Atlantic into Antigua. So hopefully we get some trade winds and it makes it faster. It'll make it probably a bit more of a gnarly experience.
Yeah.
The windier, obviously, is the bigger the waves, but the faster the boat goes and therefore the quicker you arrive into Antigua.
That's why we do it at this time of year. People say, why are you doing it in the winter time?
Yeah.
But it's because the trade winds are generally, hopefully, behind us.
Okay.
And also hurricane season has finished. So
We hope.
supposedly, we hope.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, yeah. But in all seriousness, it's because of the trade winds. Traditionally, they'll be behind us, and that makes you go faster with the wind behind you.
Yeah. Look, there's 2 of you obviously missing from here. You've all done some pretty extreme, incredible challenges, but what brought you all together and what do you think will keep you together as a unit so you're not falling out too much and you arrive in one piece as friends still?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, as we've all said to each other, that the last thing we want to do is arrive as enemies. You know, we're going to talk about, of course we're going to fall out, but the thing is, the trick is to talk about it and also bring humour into it as well, because you have to see the funny side, and it's going to be the tiniest little things that annoy us. But it was our friend Julian who brought us all together, and he knew all of us. I mean, I didn't know Ollie beforehand.
Wow.
I didn't know Stuart. I just knew Julian, and it's a similar. And we all bring sort of little thing, good things to the
Experience,
party.
little backgrounds,
Yeah.
but Julian was the crux, was the glue, if you like, the fulcrum that brought everyone together and said, look, we're going to go do something crazy. Do you guys fancy it? And thankfully, there were 3 fellow lunatics alongside him that fancied a challenge over Christmas.
We're going to follow you very closely. We'll
that'd be
hopefully
brilliant.
raise even more money. Really
thanks,
looking
Hayley.
forward to it.
Please do, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in.
No, you're
Look,
welcome.
wishing you all the very best of luck and go safely. Okay?
Thanks, Ellie. Thank you.
Thanks
Thank you
very